director Ed Wood's cinematic masterpiece, and also regarded as one of the worst movies ever made, Plan 9 is so bad it's good. Alien invaders use their dreaded Plan 9 to reanimate dead Earthlings. They wreak havoc and unleash a host of things bizarre, macabre, horrific, and just plain horrible. Using footage from a Bela Lugosi movie he was unable to finish due to Lugosi's untimely death, Wood provided once again he would and could make a film under any circumstance. Hubcaps on wires doubling for flying saucers, stumbling living dead, concrete visible beneath the fake grass, and mattresses visible for actors to fall on are just a few of the unbelievable gaffes and goofs you'll see. The result is a comical and campy spoof of science fiction movies themselves. The cast includes TV horror queen Vampira, a host of zombies, military buffoons, and Lugosi in his last performance. Plan 9 has taken on a legendary status of its own, and is a must for any serious cult film fan. I'm Corey.
And I'm Paul.
And we are
the B-Movie Bros.
And joining us live in studio today is Steve Nevils of the Bad Culture Crew.
Good evening, everybody. How are you guys doing?
We're here. It's a little toasty.
Everybody's here. Everybody's warm. Everybody's hot.
We're living.
Everybody's hot in the studio today. Good.
So, as you heard, this week we are going to bring you the movie Plan 9 from Outer Space. So, this is cult classic, and Plan 9 is like the status of cult classic, it seems.
All bad movie.
And, well, let's just get into it here. We want to talk about technical difficulties, our top 3 and bottom 3 things about this movie, what we liked, what we didn't like. Let's ask Steven. Do you want to hear the top 3 or bottom 3 that we have to think about this movie first?
I would love to, if you came up with the top 3. That's probably a challenge in its own.
All right. So I'm going to go first here. Number 3 on the top 3 is that Vampira and Bela Lugosi, who played Dracula in the 1930s, were in the same movie together. Even though, this all transpired and the Vampira scenes were all after Bela Lugosi had died, the fact that they had both of them in the same movie, these two undead icons, I like that. Number 2, the special effects in this movie. They're cheesy, they're corny, they look bad, but they just make me smile. They make me laugh. It's like the only enjoyable part is when something's going on, like the fireworks exploding around the model spaceship.
I love that part.
And the spaceship's on the wires. I can't see the wires in the DVD print I have because it's a piece of shit, but I know they're there, and it just makes me smile.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I had a copy of it where I've definitely been able to see the fishing line. Clear as day, I've been able to see the fishing line better than I see the flying saucers. And it's absolutely amazing.
The copy I have has a word in the bottom right-hand corner, like somebody recorded it off TV and then made a DVD print of it. So, I don't know. Yeah,
you might have got like a VHS to DVD copy, which is just stellar as far as because the production value of this picture is already in the toilet, so doing transfers like that, reverse generations, putting it to digital, I'm sure totally hurt the final product. And then number 1,
Bela Lugosi was used in this movie, even though he was dead before the movie began production, and they took Tom Mason and had him hold a cape in front of his face, and that was the same character throughout the movie.
Which I think worked out well.
And I thought that was awesome that they
it wasn't weird at all.
Well, Bela Lugosi's dead, but we're still going to have him in this movie.
And I love how this Tom Mason is 7 or 8 inches taller than Bela Lugosi.
And one of the original prints of the movie, posters or VHS releases or something, actually said on the cover, almost starring Bela Lugosi. That was a selling point to this movie, that it was almost starring Bela Lugosi.
Lugosi has top billing in this picture. He's in the opening title cards.
Yeah, and he's in it for all
those
of
are main selling point.
That's what I mean. They hammed it up, and
there's only 2 scenes that Bela Lugosi's in. There's a scene where he's walking away from a house, and then there's the graveyard shot, which is reused 4 times, but it's the same exact shot of him just standing there in his Dracula costume.
All makes sense.
And Paul,
all comes together.
What was the top thing about this movie for you? What was number 1?
For number 1, I just love the fact this is Ed Wood's magnum opus. This is his work of art, and it was just such an abysmal failure. It just really speaks volumes on him and just his movies in general.
Yeah, and those are our favorite things about this movie. Those are the top 3. Let's get into the shitness of it. What's the bottom 3? What are the worst 3 things? except for Tor Johnson's zombie character, the zombies look like normal people. I mean,
they have,
Vampira
they have like white
just
makeup on.
it's
but,
Vampira looking like Vampira. In a black and white movie, just the white makeup doesn't do anything.
right.
You know,
It just makes him look like he's very sick.
Vampira looks like Vampira. She's got like the tiniest waist ever, which she actually still holds that Guinness World Record, I believe.
Right, but then she has the titties just popping out of that
And then-
shirt of hers. It's just ridiculous.
Tom Mason's just got a cloak in front of his face, so you can't even see shit with him.
I'm cool with that.
And Tor Johnson, you know, he's got the little bit of makeup around his eyes and the veining.
The crow's feet. You know?
And
He held
you know,
his arms out in front of him, you know.
He had that
Normal people
slack
don't do
jaw. He was the most zombie-like of them all, but, you know, to be like zombies, and they really weren't. Number 2, instead of showing things happen, scenes just kind of end. Like the graveyard scene when Vampira raises her hands at the grave robbers. The scene just ends and it cuts to something else. You know, they talk about the old man. He leaves his house and then dies. He just like walks away and it ends for a couple seconds. And then Tor Johnson approaches the camera at one point in the graveyard and the screen goes black for, I timed it, it was 3 seconds. Like, what was supposed to happen? What was going on?
7 years later.
He just walks at the camera and then blank. Like, did they just kill me? Like, was this the Sopranos series finale?
That makes sense.
What's going on?
Yeah, but that was Ed Wood's editing style. It's just jumble as much shit up as possible. I don't give a fuck what order this is in. It doesn't matter because no matter what order I put this in, the story's still not going to make any sense. So he could have literally given us like the first look into like a Pulp Fiction-esque non-linear storytelling, and it would have been just as successful because it doesn't matter what order you tell this story in. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's art.
And then
Truly art.
That makes sense, right?
number 1, this movie it could not hold my interest. It was so boring. The first time we watched this movie on Friday night, I was drunk the whole time and talking to people. I just couldn't
Well,
focus on
you
it.
and Ed Wood share something in common.
And
sir.
then-
he was drunk the whole time he wrote this.
So Paul, what were the 3 worst things about this for you? What was your bottom 3?
Oh, that was a tough one.
To
no-
only pick 3?
Yeah, to only pick 3, that was pretty tough. But for number 3, I put like just really nothing happened in this movie. It was kind of people moving around and just kind of saying things. I didn't know what was going on for half it. I'm like, wait, so they're bringing these 3 people back to life
Because
to
nothing,
take
you
over
didn't
the
know what was going
world?
on because nothing was going on.
Yeah, it's like so they're mad at humanity for. I guess they ignored him or something like that.
Pilate
Like,
was sitting
sure.
around like telling his wife, "Go get me a scotch."
You know what's funny is why were they only able to bring 3 people back? Like if they really wanted to get humanity's attention, it's like wouldn't you bring like 5 or 6 back? You
I
know
think
what
they
I
were
mean?
trying
Well,
to like test it out or something.
That was what
but,
that's
like,
what Axe shirt guy was saying. He was like, "Huh, well this is a little success, but you know you're not making any progress. So like shut
And
the
it's
fuck
like,
up, and I'm gonna destroy the planet."
You know what requires progress? Like if let's do 1,000. Let's create 1,000 of these fuckers and send them out there.
And for some reason, they're like impervious to like bullets and things. Like, why? They're still just dead bodies.
But if you hit them over the head with a stick,
and then they get
they go
turned into
down.
like into skeletons and everything. It's like, oh, okay,
I love the medical examining skeletons that they used for this. This was amazing. That
beautiful.
he actually had this was a fairly decent budget. I think like
$60,000.
$60,000 that they used. So I think
You can tell by these
I
strings.
think 20
and
of it went to Vampira, and then they used the rest of it on just medical skeletons, and I'm sure those flying saucers probably cost $15-$20 a pop, and fishing line's not cheap. I just got to think about. It's a lot. That's a lot of cash. That's a lot of coin.
pretty much.
in
off the bat.
1956,
Yeah.
57.
And then somebody was probably like, "Oh, this is an Ed Wood picture. Yeah, you're gonna need $35,000 in liability insurance." That's probably where the most of the budget went.
I would
They're
love
like,
to
"Oh,
see their
Bela
like
Lugosi
budget
died. We have to
expense,
pay
like-
his family like $59,000."
Yeah, Bela Lugosi was probably that was probably a big thing. Not saying that anybody in his family probably got any money from this because he was probably like, "The test footage is mine," and then he just used it for to fuck off with. I mean,
Hookers and blow.
yeah, that's it. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's like I can either burn all this old Bela Lugosi footage that I have, or I could just write a whole movie around it. It's like, what am I gonna do with these 2 scenes that I have with Bela Lugosi? I've got it. Plan 9 from outer space.
I mean, he's got like 10 seconds of
Brilliant.
on-screen time.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably clock it at 8 or 9 seconds.
What's
You're
what's
right.
next on the list, Paul?
Yeah, tell me more bad stuff that was in it.
For number 2, just like, oh my god, it was just so slowly paced. Like, for the most part, it was just like people standing around and waiting for the next scene. I really hated how when one of the ghouls or zombies would approach somebody, it'd be real slow. You just hear screaming and then it'd be cut. Like, You wouldn't see them actually kill
that was
them.
a very strange part of the movie because, I mean, nobody got touched, and it's like they're screaming, and they're still like walking towards them, and then we're into the next scene.
For number one, I put, just considering how legendary this movie is for being the worst movie ever, I was just expecting it to be a bit more over the top. Maybe it was a version we had, but I was expecting like just for scenery to fall over and shit like that, for people to walk into the screen like, oh shit, like holding a cup of coffee, like walking out. But
I think I only have one. I only have like one really bad thing that I just want to touch on, and it's just the continuity issues that plague this movie. Like the impending boom shots that you see, the people that literally have to read the script because they didn't bother to remember their lines. There's a lot of times where set pieces don't quite match. There's a lot of jump cuts in the movie. Like people will be in one position in one shot, and then when they cut to the next shot, the one guy's like across the room already, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And Ed Wood, he didn't really seem to care. Like, you know, I think he's credited as the editor on this movie. Obviously had no idea what editing means.
The only continuity issue that I encountered during this movie is I would fill my drink, and then the next time I would go to take a drink, it would be completely gone, and I don't know where it went.
it's Ed Wood's magic.
So
right there.
I would have,
yeah,
I would
that's
have
the
to make
magic.
another drink. Like, that was the only continuity problem that I had, was my drink would just keep disappearing like over and over.
But yeah, there's some great ones. Like you could probably count into the hundreds of the continuity errors that are in this movie. So you know, that probably sits pretty high for me as why this movie could possibly be considered so terrible. But I mean, the other thing is just the overall story, because there's so many holes to the story and I think where you guys are losing when you say like I just sort of like lost interest in it is by about 15 minutes in, the story is so full of plot holes that you go, okay, I don't even fucking care anymore because none of this makes any sense.
And at its base, it could have been a great movie.
It could have been, but
it
was Ed Wood, so it wasn't gonna be.
It was like, I like watching it from the very beginning. You felt like you walked into the middle of the movie because there were so many like continuity errors and stuff like that was like, oh, well, now we're here in the movie.
And all of a sudden, they're in the graveyard talking about something, and you're like, what's going on here?
Why are there UFOs? Now there's zombies? Oh, okay.
And it felt like the middle of the movie never ended.
Yeah.
It just keeps going.
It's just one
It's
like
just like
middle of the movie.
we've been in Act 2 for 87 minutes. The movie was only 82 minutes to begin with.
Let's cut to the narrator.
At this point, let's get into something a little better. You know, we know not everybody likes watching the same kind of shitty movies that we do. So we like to give every movie an A-movie companion. A movie of a higher class, a bigger budget, what have you. A more notable movie. You know, that's just the same movie as this B movie. So my A-movie companion for Plan 9 from Outer Space is Mars Attacks from 1996. 1996? From 1996.
It's a good year.
That was a good, yeah. That was the year that Styx came back. That was a reunion tour.
Starring Jack Nicholson and
A
Glenn,
million other people.
Glenn Close, Ving Rhames, and basically, you know,
Sure, Adam Sandler was in it too.
in
Rob
Mars
Schneider.
Attacks and Plan 9 from Outer Space, both races of aliens originally come to Earth to make friends or make peace with the planet in order to help it, but ultimately, you know, decide to destroy the humans. Plan 9 because people are like, huh, that's a radio wave coming from space. I wonder what it means. And the aliens are like, you're not listening to us, man. We're gonna kill you. And in Mars Attacks, you know, they come down and they're like, meh, 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 and they release doves and they go, meh, and then like start shooting people with ray guns and shit.
What is this, some Muppets invading or something
I
like that?
think it was just a whole ship full of beaker.
I think they were. Yeah, I think it was Jim
I would
Henson
watch
creation.
it.
In both movies, the aliens actually do fly in a flying saucer. People die in both movies. And, you know, I'm sure that there are some other things out there that are the same between these two movies. I just don't give a fuck enough to, like, watch Plan 9 again to find out. So Mars Attacks, 1996, as cheesy and as B-movie-esque as that was, it was a big movie at the
It's a
time.
higher caliber.
And it was high budget, and it's actually
A
really
movie
funny.
compared to Plan 9. It's all a context thing.
So, you know, there you have it. Mars Attacks, 1996, is an A-movie version of Plan 9 from Outer Space, 1959. Paul, what do you have?
Awesome. So, for my A-movie companion, I've got the 1968 film Planet of the Apes. Well, both these films are science fictions, or both advertised as science fictions to a degree. They both feature a race of beings traveling to a new world. In Plan 9 from Outer Space, the alien invaders travel to Earth to eradicate the species or enslave them, or they never really explain that. And in Planet of the Apes, the human astronauts travel to what they believe is an alien planet. Both movies feature a particular species trying to overtake another species. In Plan 9, the aliens attempt to reanimate the dead in order to take over the Earth. And in Planet of the Apes attempt to keep the humans enslaved and imprisoned to keep them from rebelling. Both these movies have screenings at select theaters every so often. Like, there's a local theater where I live where they have all these obscure movies. Every so often they'll play Plan 9 from Outer Space, but they also play Planet of the Apes every so often.
And Troll 2.
And Troll 2. So maybe Troll 2 is an A-movie version of this. And both movies are considered cult classics by a lot of people, because even though Planet of the Apes was well received, it really doesn't have a huge fan following.
Nope.
That is the reason why Planet of the Apes is just an A-movie version of Plan 9 from Outer Space.
So if you want to see an A-movie version, you can watch Mars Attacks from 1996, or you can watch Planet of the Apes from 1968.
68.
Yep,
yeah.
68.
There's another great A-movie choice instead of Plan 9 from Outer Space, and that's the 1952 version of The Day the Earth Stood Still. And it's basically the same social message, which is, we are housing this technology, and technology is advancing too far. Technology is getting away from us, and if we're not careful, it's going to be the downfall of all of humanity and all of the universe. And it's done. Both movies feature a flying saucer. Both movies, legitimate aliens come and invade Earth. And this movie came out 7 years earlier than Plan 9 from Outer Space, and delivers the message that they were trying to convey with this picture so much more intelligently, and they do it with it's so much more visually enticing, and it's amazing to think that this movie was, again, in the 50s, but almost 10 years earlier. If you're looking for something that sort of is in the same context, it's a black and white picture, it's from the same time era. Check out The Day the Earth Stood Still if you haven't seen it.
It's time for Drink Away the Flick. Drink away the flick. Come on and grab your drink. Let's drink away the flick.
Bum, 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 bum.
If you want to drink away this flick, here are some ways to do it. Number 1, every time someone speaks, take a drink. Number 2, every time someone is on screen and doesn't speak, take a drink. Number 3, anytime you are bored by what is or is not happening, take a drink. Number 4, you know what, just fuck it. Just drink. Because it's a lot more exciting than anything this film has to offer. And then number 5, because it's Cult Classic Month, take a drink every time you find a connection between the movies we review this month. Last week was Troll 2, this week is Plan 9 from Outer Space. They're both considered cult classics. Take a drink. They both have a group of a different species trying to kill humans. Take a drink.
They both have a woman in it.
Take a drink.
Take a drink.
I feel like
So-
Ed Wood secretly directed Trolls 2, so just take a drink for that. He came back for a day.
Well,
was fun.
both movies were originally titled something different.
That's true.
Take a drink.
Perfect.
So, Paul, what do you say how to drink away this flick?
Every time Criswell narrates the movie and isn't sure what time period this is set in, take a drink. Every time you notice a film prop that wasn't supposed to be in the movie, take a drink. And every time you can see the fishing line when the UFOs are flying, take a drink. Because it's just glorious.
Steve, would you like to add any drinking games?
Absolutely. What you need to do is you need to get an IV from either a nurse or a doctor friend, put that into your vein, and then put the other end of that IV into a beer can and just let it flow, man. Just let it because within the first 10 to 15 seconds, you'll be feeling totally better than this movie would ever make you feel.
And
Doctor's orders.
That's it.
so those are your ways to drink away this flick. If you do want to join us next week as we continue Cult Classic Month, we'll be doing the 1980 Found Footage Classic Kit Cannibal. Fuck you, Paul.
We're finally doing it.
No.
Cannibal Holocaust
Fuck
next
you.
week. Be there for it.
Couldn't be here for that one? Come on, man.
Why the fuck?
Because I hate
You're
it.
an asshole.
It's a
You
great,
know
love you
that?
that's
too.
a great movie, man.
It is.
Oh, just so much rape. So
I'm
much
gonna eat
rape.
spaghetti while watching it.
It's the best.
It's gonna be great.
Oh, I might have some roast beef. So, don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BMovieBros or like us on Facebook at B-Movie-Bros. And into the much better podcast that is Bad Culture Crew. You can check them out at their website. They have a full website.
Yeah, you can go to badculturecrew.com and find us. Talk to us about anything on this show or anything on our show at Bad Culture Crew on Twitter. Find me at Bad Culture Steve on Twitter and Austin at AustinDNLS. I want to thank you guys so much for letting me come on out here and just talk about this fucking piece of shit. It was a lot of fun.
Thanks for coming in. It was good to have somebody else in the studio. So
Very cool.
We'll have a website eventually.
So until we meet again, be brave, be alive, be back next week.